Northern Colorado. This is N0NYY, Bert. I am located in Evans, just on the south edge of Greeley, and I will be net control for this evening's NCARC TechNet. The purpose of this net is to allow an opportunity for people to get answers to questions that they've always wondered about ham radio. Generally speaking, it's a great opportunity to ask questions because there's going to be a lot of folks on tonight that have answers. And if there's a subject that you've been wondering about for a period of time, this is an ideal opportunity to get your questions out there. It's also a great opportunity to find out who's out and who knows, whose favorite specialties are where, and give you an opportunity to get in touch with those people in the future, should you have questions in the future that you don't have tonight. This is a directed net. All traffic will go through net control. If anyone has any emergency traffic during the net, say break, or say your call sign, and we will suspend the net until the situation has been resolved. I will take check-ins in groups of 3. I will start with call suffixes beginning with alpha through Mike, and then we'll expand to all suffixes after the rush has died down a little bit. I will take check-ins 3 at a time. I ask that you use the standard international phonetics. Give your call alphabetically first, N0NYY. With phonetically second. I can't talk very well tonight. November 0, November Yankee Yankee. Your name and your location. If you don't, when I read back the call signs, if you do not hear yours, it is likely that you doubled with someone and someone else won. So we'll go ahead and try again on the next round. I will also take check-ins from Echolink, and we will take late check-ins throughout the net if anyone's late getting to the show there. Check-ins are counted just for the purpose of knowing the participation. No checkout is ever required. I recommend, if you have never done a net control, get a pen and a piece of paper and follow along, write down the call signs. That is the hardest part of any net. And I will say, if you speak slowly and clearly, it is a whole lot easier for me to get things written down. I don't write super fast, and sometimes it's just tough. So I ask that you give your call signs, name, and location slowly, remembering that I have to write all this down. First off, are there any check-ins on Echolink? Any call suffix on Echolink? Please call now. Okay, hearing nothing from Echolink, we'll go 3 at a time with check-ins from suffixes alpha through Mike. Please call net control now, and remember, go slowly.
This is K3SAD, Kilo 3, Sierra Alpha Delta, George Windsor, no traffic.
This is KF0 ODD, Kilo Foxtrot 0, Oscar Delta Delta, Paul from Berthoud, no traffic.
WW8L, Whiskey 8 Lima, Tim in Windsor.
All right, we'll pause there. Net acknowledges K3SAD, KF0ODD, WW8L. Next group of 3, go ahead, please.
WA7EM, Whiskey Alpha 7, Echo Mike, Ed and Erie.
WA9FBO, Whiskey Alpha 9, Foxtrot Bravo Oscar, Bob in LaPorte.
W0LEI, Whiskey 0 Lima Echo India, Chad and Stout.
And we'll break there. And just a reminder, Paul, at the beginning we're doing suffixes alpha through Mike, and since you're an O, I would ask next time that you wait until we open up to the latter half of the alphabet there. It's not a big deal tonight. It's a fairly casual net, but just a reminder. Net would like to acknowledge WA7EM, WA9FBO, and W0LEI. Next group of 3, go ahead, please.
K0HAK, Kilo 0, Hotel Alpha Kilo, Dave in Fort Collins. KF0GQH, Kilo Foxtrot 0, Golf Quebec Hotel, Kent and Wellington.
This is 80CF, Alpha Echo 0, Charlie Foxtrot, Dead in Fort Collins.
Okay, we'll break there. And we'd like to acknowledge K0HAK, KF0GQH, and AD0CF. Next group of three, go ahead, please.
And 0BNK, November 0, Bravo, November Kilo, Rick in Laporte.
Okay, I got N0BNK. Good evening, Rick. Great to hear you. Somebody doubled with Rick. Doubling station. Go again, please.
Sorry about that. K0AZA, Kilo 0, Alpha Zulu Alpha, Ron in Fort Collins.
This is WR0AD, Whiskey Romeo 0, Alpha Delta, Chris and Severance.
Okay, I would like to also acknowledge K0AZA, W0AD. I'll go ahead and open it up to all suffixes. All suffixes will go, again, we'll still go in groups of three. Please call now.
7M, Whiskey Sierra 7, Mike.
W0ZJ, Whiskey 0, Oscar Zulu, Japan, Dudley, Mobile.
KD0TYU, Kilo Delta 0, Tango Yankee Uniform, Joe in Loveland with a question.
Okay, we'll break there. WS7M, can I get your name and location, please?
Mark, Fort Collins.
Roger, thank you. And Dudley, what was your call sign? And I remember the suffix is OZJ.
Yeah, W0OZJ.
Okay, WS7M, W0OZJ, and KD0TYU. Joe with a question. Make a note of that. All right, next group of three, please call now.
W5VV, Whiskey 5, Victor, Bill in Fort Collins.
KC0ZPY, Kilo Charlie 0, Zulu Papa Yankee, Jack in Loveland.
K0NMR, Kilo 0, Nancy Mike Romeo, Joseph in Fort Collins.
We'll break there. I would like to acknowledge W5VV, KC0ZPY, and K0NMR. I'm going to ask once again, slow down a little bit, guys. I can barely write that fast. And Joe, NMR, your audio is super light. I copied you. It was okay, but if I'd have been going down the road, that would have been a no copy. If there's anything you can do to bring your audio up a little bit in the future, that would be helpful. All right, next group of three, please call now.
This is WB5TEX, Whiskey Bravo 5, Tango Echo X-Ray, Dale, Loveland, no traffic.
Whiskey Bravo 0, Quebec Golf Lima, WB0QGL, Jeff in Greeley, no traffic.
This is Kilo Foxtrot 0, Sierra, Golf Sierra, Ryan in Loveland.
Okay, we'll break there. I would like to acknowledge Whiskey Bravo 5, Tango Echo X-Ray, WB0QGL, KF0SGS. Next group of three, go ahead. Okay, once again, we will take late check-ins. If that was a person just attempting to check in, there was only static into the repeater, no copyable signal, but that may have just been interference. If you can boost your power level, make sure your antenna is vertical if you're using an HT, or move to a better location and try again. We'll see if that was someone trying to check in. Go ahead.
This is Kilo Echo 0, Mike Echo, Dick, Loveland.
It's okay. I would like to acknowledge KE0ME and N0QXQ who checked in on audio frequency here. So thank you both for checking in. And again, we'll take check-ins through the night, or late check-ins through the net as things move along. So, backing up to Joe, KD0TYU with a question. Go ahead, Joe.
Thanks, Bart, for taking the net. Occasionally I get people calling me that I have no idea and don't want to look it up. Is there a weather reporting station that's on the ham bands UHF, VHF, or HF for that matter.
Joe, do you mean like a NOAA, kind of like the Weather Service type thing where they what are they called? I can't even think of the name of it. In the 162 band there, the weather radio, if you will. Do you mean something that broadcasts continually, or can you clarify what you mean by a weather station?
Yes, something that would actually broadcast continually, I guess.
I don't think there would be one in the ham bands, because that would be a violation of FCC rule, but I would expect if they did, that it would be just outside on one edge or the other.
What's NOAA on? I guess I've got it on the radio, but I just have never really looked at it.
I assume, well, yeah, I'm fairly positive that you're already aware of the NOAA weather radio stations on the 162, I think it is.
Yeah, I guess that's all that I was aware of too, but when they asked that question, I was not aware of anything that could be on the ham bands, county or something like that, so I guess it is what it is. Thanks so much.
And if you have AM capability and you are close to an come on, English, please. Close to an airport that is at least of a level that has an AWOS, that's an automated weather observation station. They do constant weather reports. That is AM, and I believe it's around 120 megahertz. But if you're not up in the air but on the ground, you have to be fairly close to the airport to pick those up. I know there's one here in Greeley, and I can barely hear it, and I actually have line of sight to the towers out at their thing, but it's an AM signal, and it's not very strong.
WR0AE with a comment.
WR0AE, go ahead.
Yeah, Joe, I actually had a couple people ask me, too, a while back. I know the one guy was asking because we heard on the Buckhorn repeater, there was a gentleman that was out of the NOAA weather room that was doing reports off of that, and we normally got the reports when it was like heavy hail and dramatic storms coming through, but that was the only other thing that I've heard so far.
The only thing that I can think of that could be is Skywarn, which is something totally different, and that would be on the Buckhorn repeater. That would be our people out in the field that are actually observing these things and then reporting them back to a net control, who in turn turns them over to NWS. But that's not we're really a weather report, but I think you're right.
Yeah, I'll have to go check back through my logs again, because right at the end of the season, coming into fall, we had our last hailstorm. I heard him on there, and I recorded his call sign and wrote a bunch of the stuff down because I was pretty interested in hearing him giving dual reports over that Buckhorn repeater.
Yeah, we linked both Buckhorns, both the 2-meter and the 70-centimeter side, as well as of now, I can't think where it is, Grover repeater. Soon to be probably the Nunn repeater, but and we link all those so they can go out a little bit farther east.
ODD comment?
ODD, go ahead.
Joe, I can inquire with my contacts at the National Weather Service in Boulder to see if they do jump on anything locally and what repeaters they would be using.
As far as I know George Weber really well, and we talked earlier this year before we started this. They were going to monitor. I don't think they're going to monitor any analog. I think it's strictly DMR, but I could be wrong about that.
And this is N0NY net control for this evening's NCARC TechNet. Make sure I have it. And I have also heard numerous net controls when there is an Aries event going on who will report the things that they have seen in the immediate area, so people just tuning into the net can find out where the dangerous areas are and where the areas of observation are, which is all very helpful. Also, that brings up a point that an awful lot of people listen to ham radio who are not hams. This last round we had with the fires up here in the foothills just west of us, there were a lot of people listening, and people showed up at meetings later on and said they were very pleased and impressed with the amount of information that they could find from the ham repeaters when these events were going on, because things were pretty much real time. Which also means be careful in how you present your information. Anytime you're doing something with ham radio, remember that lots of people could be listening who don't have licenses and don't talk back, but your information can be going out to the public on any of these nets. Not an uncommon thing. Any other questions or comments on Joe's topic?
AZA.
Okay, double traffic, AZA, stand by, other station, go.
Question. This is W0OZJ.
Go ahead, Dudley.
Joe, you just mentioned the none repeater, and I'm not aware of any changes that are going on. The Grover that's turning into the none repeater?
Gosh, no. I would hate for that to happen. But see, the UNC repeater is gone, and everything else has been moved to none. Probably 3-4 months ago, I guess it was. No, it was hot outside. And everything was just moved over there. We're still linked, and it is the same frequencies and offsets and the rest of that. But so, if you're talking to UNC, you're basically talking to none right now.
And it's linked to this repeater.
Negative offset, 100 hertz tone.
We had a question that says, is it linked? No, it can be. But right now, the only thing that I did is it actually was linked to the Buckhorn repeaters during our Santa on the Air thing here about an hour ago. But it's physically linked, but it's not normally linked. Like the, I think it's Grover hooked to this one.
Roger that. Thanks for the info.
Any other questions or comments on Joe's subject?
AZA.
As I unkeyed, I said, I forgot Ron. Go ahead, Ron. Please accept my apologies.
No apologies needed, K0AZA. Hey, I was just going to throw out for Joe that Sky Uplink Repeater Network does a weather net every day, Monday through Saturday at 1 o'clock p.m. our time. And they go region by region and cover the weather in Colorado, Wyoming, and the Nebraska Panhandle. It can be interesting when there's some interesting weather going on. Anyway, that's it. K0AZA, back to net.
Very good. Thank you, Ron. Can you specify a frequency that we can pick up here?
Yeah, let me look it up real quick because relying on my memory is not safe. Yeah, their analog repeater is on Buckhorn now. It's 448-400, and they have a fusion repeater on Milner, which is 447-800. The 448.400 is negative offset 103.5 tone.
And what was the fusion frequency again? I'm sorry.
447.800 negative offset, and that's I believe that's a fusion only repeater, so no tone.
Excellent. I did not know that the 448-400 was up there. Good information. All right. Any further input on the weather repeater traffic info subject? All right. In just a moment, I'll ask for any other questions or topics of discussion for the net. But let me announce that Wednesday night, day after tomorrow, at 11:30 in the morning is the ham lunch at Perkins in Loveland. It's kind of like Mark used to call it TechNet with lunch. It's a great opportunity to get together if you're available. Perkins, 11:30, 2222 West Eisenhower, which is Highway 34 in Loveland. Just look for the tallest flagpole in town. We're typically there till commonly 12:30, 1 o'clock, depends on how lively the discussions are, but there's a lot of experience sitting around that table. On occasion, we've added up the years of radio experience in attendance at lunch, and we frequently hit numbers in the 300 to 400 years of experience range. So it's a lot of fun. It's a great opportunity to get together, see some of the faces that go with the voices that you heard. If you do go and you happen to have a name tag, please wear it, especially if you're new. That's really helpful to those of us with really poor memories. This is N0NYY, Bart, Net Control for this evening's NCARC TechNet. Do we have any other questions or topics of discussion for the net this evening? Please call now.
Hey Bart, this is Katie's there too. You don't forget our Christmas party that same night.
Oh yeah, and the Christmas party that same night at Bruce's in Severance at 6 p.m., I do believe. And for those that have never been there, Bruce's does have lots of other food other than bull fries and buffalo fries, but I really like the buffalo fries, and I normally get them when I go, but they got burgers and all kinds of other stuff. 6 p.m., Wednesday night, and I can't offhand tell you the date. Oh, wait, 9, 10, 11? Is that the 11th, Joe?
Yep, and we will have gifts for everyone who comes.
And Joe's buying dinner. Oh, no, wait, I'm kidding. You're on your own for your dinner. Yes, it's always fun. I will definitely be there, as will my wife. We should both be wearing name tags if we can remember that long. And it's just a great opportunity. It's one of the things I look forward to every year. Thank you for the reminder, Joe. Any other topics or questions before we close the net this evening?
This is DEX.
MK with a comment.
Okay, double traffic. AEX, I believe, was the suffix. Go again, please.
WB5TEX. I just wanted to comment about the PSK31 after the TechNet meeting last Monday. I was on that, but you guys were up on 40 meters, and I'm here in Loveland, and I couldn't hear you. I just wanted to report that back in to the group.
Okay, that you could not copy on 40. I don't think Kyle or Greg, neither Kyle nor Greg checked in this evening, and I don't know who else participated in that. But you were unable to copy them in Loveland on 40, is that correct?
I misstated. I was unable to connect with you guys, but I could decode pretty much what traffic was going on. And I went up to PSK Information, the reporting site, and I was picked up in Canada, up in the Northwest, and back on the East Coast. So that's just the way it was.
And sometimes it does that. I have my theory on that is if someone else is transmitting and you can hear them, but they cannot hear you, your signal may be going up and over them, and there's something interfering with the ground wave, but they have a reflector, moderate reflector, close to them that reflects enough of the signal that you can hear it. But if you're far enough away from that reflector, it may not reflect enough signal for them to be able to hear you. A lot of these reflectors, like buildings and mountains and stuff, can work in one direction better than they do the other. So that's my theory. I have no proof, no evidence, but it seems like that happens. So pretty subjective comment there, but there it is. Anyway, I too like to play on the PSK31, and I too had troubles on 40. Locally, we've done better on 6 meters with the PSK31, provided we all have vertical antennas. Okay, any other questions or comments for the net this evening?
A0RX. MK with a comment.
Okay, double traffic. RX, go first.
Yes, sorry, I didn't check in here, but I heard you guys yapping. It could be a timing issue. Does he have a GPS clock? Perhaps that could really royal if you're on the same exact frequency as this. We have the digital mode, you're going to be on the exact same frequency, and that foils a lot of people.
This is Dale. WB5TEX. Yes, I was within 200 milliseconds of the signals, and I was on frequency. So yeah, I pretty much try to monitor that before I even start up, make sure that that I'm timed up.
Okay, copy that. Just had a thought for you, and back to that control, AA0RX. And thank you for the input. Good to hear you, and have you checked in as well.
All right, I'm going to go one more round. If there's no other questions or comments, we'll close up the net for this evening. Please, any other subjects, please call now.
This is KE0ZMK with a late check-in in the comment.
Okay, call phonetically, please. Your audio is a little bit light.
Kilo Echo 0 Zulu Mike Kilo.
And your name and location?
Shane in Timnith.
I got you, Shane. Thank you for checking in. Go ahead.
I work for a commercial radio communications company. We do a lot of work on commercial stuff, as well as the majority of what we do is for a lot of public safety radios across the state and actually across the country, but I work at a branch out of Evans. And long story short, we are hiring 3 more radio techs, and I told my manager I know some radio guys, so I just wanted to put that out there in case anyone's interested.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. And boy, I'd be all over that if I wanted to go back to work, but I'm kind of enjoying the time off while I'm retired and getting to do lots of other radio stuff. But it's a tempting thought. Anyway, all right, well, this is N0NYY, net control for this evening's NCARC TechNet. And I have 26 check-ins tonight, and I am closing the net at 6:35. And I want to thank NCARC for the use of the repeater and for sponsoring the NCARC TechNet. 731 and all, and by the way, don't ever hesitate to ask your questions. It doesn't have to be TechNet. We've had several guys when they first got their licenses. Tobin was one. He would frequently key up, give his call sign, and say, I've got a question, and unkey. And you'd be amazed how many people will come out of the woodwork if you need ham radio help. It's one of my favorite aspects of ham radio is there's lots of people. They don't always talk all the time, but a lot of them listen an awful lot. And most any of us would be happy to answer the questions or steer you to someone that can. 731 and all, and hopefully we see you at the Christmas party on Wednesday night and the lunch Wednesday about noon, 11:30. And N0NYY, closing the net.
This presentation was brought to you by the Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club. For more information, visit our website, ncarc.net. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.